Comic Book Club. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
And we have three great comic books to talk to you guys about today. We're going to talk about Secret Invasion War of Kings #1, The Punisher #1, and Faces of Evil Solomon Grundy #1. So let's get right into it with Secret Invasion War of Kings #1, bridging the gap between these two intense events. What do you guys think about this issue?
I actually think this exists kind of on its own. I'm more excited about this event because I've loved the way that the Marvel Universe has been treating the Inhumans lately. They kind of have been occupying their own interesting pocket universe. And this is really well written and fantastic. I'm very excited. And it's just so weird to see Inhumans being crossed over with Vulcan and these X-Men that have been wandering the spaceways.
It's funny because it's like I didn't realize how sick of seeing Secret Invasion on top of comics I was until I picked this up and I was like, why aren't we done with this event yet? But I was very much enjoyed this. The Inhumans are not going to take it.
Do you want to take a phone call?
Did you need to text somebody?
There was a mouse under there.
Anyways.
Oh, cool.
I just flipped them away.
I am impressed and surprised by Black Bolt, or as I like to call him, the field goal post, and how he's just had it and he's not going to take it anymore. He doesn't care.
This is, we can't say enough good things, I think, about Admiral Lanning's writing. They write big budget, intense, gritty, hardcore sci-fi action here, and I think it's really well done. I was also pleasantly surprised to see Paul Pelletier, or however you pronounce his name.
That's good, Pelletier.
Yes, doing
a
the art
Frenchman,
who I think is a little bit of a journeyman artist. He doesn't get a lot of
like the guy from Kung Fu.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He travels around with.
There's not a lot of people that talk about, oh man, he's my favorite artist, and nobody talks about, oh man, he's the worst artist ever. But I think he does really solid work across the board, and I really like what he does here, especially his expressions. I think he does a nice job with them.
It's so nice to see these characters being written in such an aggressive way and making a logical and organic change to them that follows from everything that's happened before and is putting them in a really interesting place.
I assume at a certain point I will get tired of being surprised that the Inhumans are having a plot that is being pushed forward, because I feel like that's my reaction every single time we see an Inhuman series where it's, this is actually making them do something.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
They're so angry.
Oh,
so wound up.
And this follows up on plot points from almost the beginnings of the Marvel Universe, and I think it follows them very well.
Yeah.
I really recommend this issue. I thought it was great.
It's like playing a game of Risk with like awesome people.
Yeah.
Like really good friends.
I hate Risk.
You just said that because I said it.
Risk is no castle risk. Let's move on and talk about Punisher. Not Punisher Max, not Punisher War Journal, the brand new all yellow Punisher.
He's yellow.
Written by one of our favorite authors, Rick Remender. What do you guys think about this?
He's
crazy. I don't know much about this character, but I like him. He's gritty and angry, but he's like a hero.
I feel like you're doing a
douchebag. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're doing a little play on the structure of the issue.
Yes.
Because
also, though, I will say
I feel it's necessary. I guess this is supposed to be, the Punisher Warzone movie. We assumed it was going to be popular.
Yeah.
And people would want to pick up
Mistake!
a Punisher comic book, because the second half of the book is the Punisher Saga, showing you what came before.
And goddamn, it's an in-depth retelling.
Sure is. Here, I'll tell you what. This guy picked up some guns and he kills people.
Before we start busting on Punisher, let's talk about why this comic is great. In this comic, we get to see the Punisher trying to take out Harry Osborn, which is a smart
Norman
Osborn. Oh, you're right, Norman Osborn. Excuse me.
They have very similar weird hair.
Yeah, their hair's a lot.
And it's exciting. I thought it was well done, and I thought it was cool to try to see him get away from a superhero like a normal guy. I liked it. I thought it was well done. I didn't think it was too over the top. I didn't think it was like jokey Punisher. I thought it was well done.
Listen, I agree with you.
What? Really?
I really like this issue. I love Rick Remender's writing.
Art is awesome.
I love that it's a really bold move to put the Punisher against the Sentry. Like they're so where in any other comic would they meet? And it's so great to see him dealing with it in that way, and he does some great trickery, which was cool.
I think Remender is the perfect guy for writing this title. This is like Fear Agent, but without Heath Houston's sense of humor.
Yeah, exactly. He's humorless, really.
Yes, he pretty much no sense of humor whatsoever.
I think that may be why I dislike him usually.
This is a little short on story for me. I'm looking forward to the next issue because I like to see where this develops. This felt like almost a preview of the series rather than the beginning of the series.
That's a good point.
No.
And what I liked about it though was the feel that's created. It's
I agree.
the Punisher is kind of interesting in a more mainstream way instead of like the gritty or Garth Ennis stuff. But to get back to the Punisher, the story of the Punisher, just hold on a second. Like it goes so in depth to have him like crossing over with Cable, Deathlock.
Well, that's really important to know when you're reading this issue. That time Punisher met Cable.
Yeah, the time when he was with Namorita, Sleepwalker, and Doctor Strange. What an in-continuity moment that was.
That's going to play in, I think.
Namorita.
Would you say pick this up?
I would say it's a must pick up.
Whoa, you would
That is a
demand.
shocker.
Yeah.
That is a shocker.
He's yellow. It's a good pickup, though.
Last but not least, we're going to talk about Faces of Evil, Solomon Grundy. One shot written by Jeff Johns, art by Scott Collins. Favorite team
Yeah.
of all. What do you guys think about this
I
issue?
would just like to address something because when we did the live show, we're all about picking up this comic, so I put it on the top of my to read.
You did?
Well, yeah, when I get comics, I like to put them in order of what I'm going to read first, and I was like, oh, Justin, look forward to
Yeah,
this.
for me it's like Care Bears, Strawberry Shortcake, My Little Pony.
For
So-
me, it's
Do they still
20
make those?
porno masks.
So
And then
I
time.
read it, and then I was like, why, Justin, you're an asshole. Every time
I didn't read it or
every
write it.
time I try to like something you like, I just get more angry.
I was looking forward to it because I really like the character Solomon Grundy from his Starman days, and they do pay a little homage to that.
So what do you think about the issue?
I don't know. I was expecting it to be more about kind of taking stock of Solomon Grundy and moving him into a new position, when really it was kind of
About the days of the
it was
week.
kind of well, it's important. It kind of was a real departure from that, and it shows Cyrus Gold kind of coming back to life as a human.
I disagree. I mean, if you thought it was taking stock of the character and moving him in a new direction, that's exactly what they did here.
Yeah, well, but at the
No,
end of
it didn't
it,
do
not
it.
to spoil it, but at the end, he's kind of. I feel like it was like we're gonna try something, and then we're gonna put him right back. Where
No,
he-
here's my biggest problem with this issue. My biggest problem with this issue is I think we need to put a moratorium on characters saying the names of events in their speech. What I mean by that is the Phantom Stranger says, there is an unholy night approaching, as black as the undead's blood. And it's just, okay, I get it. Blackest night is
Right.
coming up. Thank you very much. I understand.
Yeah, and it's interesting that Solomon Grundy is going to
We
play
are going
a
to
role.
have a final crisis of sorts.
Yeah.
There is a
Nice.
secret invasion going on.
I just felt that it was
I'm a comic book character.
it was just the same thing over and over again. Like he's dying, he comes back to life. He's small, he's big. It was too choppy and not enjoyable. It wasn't setting something up. I felt like.
I mean, that's the
It was
nature of
just
this
kinda
character.
I also disagree with you. It was setting up the miniseries.
No, it
that
wasn't.
Solomon Grundy is doing.
It was
didn't
setting
do that successfully.
but it didn't.
That's fair, I think. But
Yeah, I don't think it did successfully either because I don't know. I'm not excited about reading it
Yes,
because
exactly.
It took me on a little journey, but it didn't. I ended up back at home.
that's the saddest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Don't you see?
I also want to make it clear. It sounds like I'm defending this. Or just dissecting your points to be a jerk a little bit. The thing is, I was actually very disappointed to see that this is just kicking off a miniseries.
Yeah.
This feels like a preview of a miniseries more than anything else. In fact, it's interesting that we talked about these three books. It was totally on purpose because we have Secret Invasion War of Kings, which is a preview of War of Kings. The Punisher, which we said feels like a preview of the Punisher series, and this, which is a preview of the Solomon Grundy miniseries.
And this is summing up all the stuff you just watched.
And that's what's going on. If you have a question for us, you can write us at thecomicbookclub@yahoo.com. You can comment below, upload your video responses, tell your friends, and if you're ever in New York City,
On a Tuesday, come to the pit. 8 o'clock, we do a live show. It's a lot
We're
better.
going to need to take that again in more excitement.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Well, maybe we should explain.
And action.
Maybe we should explain everything that we kind of do.
maybe you don't understand the point of a second take.
Well, we've never done a second take.
Wait,
so.
what's my motivation?
Oh my god, all of this is just like, I edit this from chopped up. We
Yeah.
take the show over the course of 10 hours.
Oh god, the acting I've done today.
The script was really good today, you guys.
Genius stuff. Really put it on its head. I'm a classically trained
Yeah,
actor.
and this part is so bad. This part of the jazz.
I like how you threw in your classically trained actor.
Did I say that?